Hey, it's John Nemo. Welcome back to another episode of Nemo Radio. So excited to talk to you today about bad branding, bad marketing, bad branding. And honestly, this is a bigger issue. It's really about why you aren't closing more deals, making more sales, getting better leads, getting better quality leads, being able to convert people more quickly. There's so much struggle going on right now. And I want to do this through the lens of business coaches, just as an example, but it's true for me and my business. It's true of any business. But I want to, I've run into so many business coaches lately because obviously, running a done for you LinkedIn lead generation agency with all my background experience with LinkedIn and everything else, I deal with a lot of business coaches. Like I've made a conscious choice to stay away from corporate clients. I love dealing with people who are like me, small business owner, coach, consultant, franchise consultant, CPA, accountant, bookkeeper, basically someone that can make the decision quickly and work with me, as opposed to the story I always tell about corporate is, I also sell online courses. Someone from State Farm Insurance wanted to buy my online course for like $200 or whatever it was. It took them 9 months to get approval. And I had to fill out all this paperwork and I had to like basically do everything but give blood and, they had to get approved as a vendor and into the system. And it was like to sell like a $300 course. And I was like, this is ridiculous. Like I got family to feed, So anyway, I love focusing on smaller, entrepreneur, business owner type folks, and business coaches obviously are one of those. And one of the core things that I see so many business coaches struggling with is getting people to book calls and engage and move forward quickly. And, it's interesting because a lot of the business coaches, I'm going to use an example and I won't name the company, but they think they need to buy into a business coaching franchise or training. So a lot of business coaches will come to me and be like, yeah, I spent $75,000 to get certified as a business coach. And I'm like, no one cares. I remember this. I call it a scam because I think it is. When I was in public relations, there was a thing called I think it's still around, the Public Relations Society of America, PRSA. And I remember getting kind of marketed to as a PR person, like you need to, go get certified and get these letters after your name. And, you'll see a lot of coaches will have like, CFE certified, whatever coach. And it's like, literally none of your prospects care. And I'm going off on a soapbox tangent. I'll get back to the core of this podcast in a second. But what was funny was about public relations back in the day. I had started as a journalist. I had started as a newspaper reporter. So I got pitched all day by PR people, and I was a journalist and I knew how to do stories. So when I transitioned from journalism into public relations, I didn't need PR training. I didn't need certifications and letters. And by the way, when I was pitching a story to journalists, they did not care about my certifications. They just cared, was it a good story? Did it fit what they needed? And it's the same thing with business coaches or consultants. Like, I'm just telling you right now, and I think what happens is a lot of executives pivot and are like, hey, I want to go out on my own and become a coach, but I don't know what to do, and I need a framework and I need a system, and I'm going to go spend $50,000 or $75,000 to get certified and learn how to be a coach. There's nothing to learn. Like, you either can coach or can't. You either can solve people's problems or not. Like, what a good coach does is you come to me with a problem and I tell you what I think, how to solve it. And the best coaches already have the life experience, right? They're like, yeah, well, when I was a CFO at a healthcare company, I ran into these exact challenges with cash flow. Here's what you do. Create this spreadsheet, use this tool, use this technology. Like, you already know what you're doing. You don't need to go get certified on how to coach people. So that's just a kind of an aside, but this is the situation I'm running into. I have a lot of coaches come to me who are dead broke. And I'm like, well, tell me your story. And they're like, well, I was a successful executive and da-da-da-da-da. And then I bought a coaching franchise. There's a place out there that's very popular. You pay $75,000 to have a coaching franchise with this national branding and letters after your name and certifications. And the only problem is nobody cares, right? When they go out to prospect to leads on LinkedIn, listen to some of the marketing copy, right? And again, I'm not naming this place because I'm not here to try to bash anybody, but tell me if you think this is going to make someone move quickly to sign up with you. We're going to help people explore self-sufficiency. We're going to help them explore. Now, no one's going to act quickly and give you money to explore, right? We're going to help people reach some clarity about their professional future, right? We're going to help you, look into things. And I'm like, That's why you're all broke, and that's why you don't have leads. If you're using the marketing copy and the branding that the franchise is giving you as coaches, people aren't going to act quickly to realize a potential benefit. This is like the cardinal rule of sales and marketing and branding is you don't market to potential or future benefits. You market to the pain. Like Alex Hormozzi says this well. He said, the pain is the pitch. And my business coach is great because I've run into this too with my business where he says, like, selling preventative is hard. Selling benefits or potential benefits is hard. He says selling instant relief or pain relief is where it's at. So sell what he calls the today problem. What's their hair on fire about today? It's probably not, exploring their future career. It's, I'm about to get laid off and I don't know what to do. Or it's, I can't do another day with this boss and I need to pivot out on my own or something like, and again, it's just a simple pivot in copy of, can you not imagine spending another day at the office and need to be on your own versus, are you interested in exploring potential career transitions, right? So it's marketing to the pain and the today problem instead of the potential benefits. And I've seen this in my own business because obviously I love all these different things. And for example, no matter what I do, people come to me about one problem over and over and over again, lead generation. Lead generation is a today problem. It is the tyranny of the urgent. I have never met a prospect that doesn't need more leads. I have never met a prospect that doesn't want more qualified leads, needs them yesterday. From 1 to 10, the urgency level is a 10, hair's on fire. Those are the people that continually come and want to work with me, want to give me money. I've tried all these other businesses because I'm passionate about so many different things. So for example, I really, really, really am a fanatical believer in mindset. I've had all this change in my life. Once I figured out my mindset, I was able to triple my revenue and have just so much more balance in my life and work and success and everything else. But no one wants to buy mindset. No, I wrote a book called Fired Up. I created a course called Fired Up. I've done all these different talks on mindset. Nobody's spending money. No one wants to come to me and go, yeah, I want to fix my mindset. I want to really work on that. Like, that's something that's not a today problem. They'll come to me and go, yeah, mindset's great, whatever, but I need leads. Can you help me get leads? I need leads. I'll pay you for that. Can you get me leads? And so what I found early on when I was in my business was, I had a thing going with LinkedIn lead generation early. That was my whole backstory. I quit a safe 6-figure day job in 2012. I had 3 young boys under the age of 10 at home. My wife was home taking care of them. I was that person where I just couldn't do any more time at a day job. So I quit. I had one client, enough money for 30 days, had a bunch of credit card debt, which is not smart. But I was like, screw it. I'm just going to quit my job. My good friend at the time, who was a small business owner, said, it's never going to be a good time. Just make the leap. And I had told myself too, like, I can always go back and get another day job. At this point, I've had a long enough career and I have enough connections that I'm confident I could go get another job. We're not going to starve. Like, I would just have this narrative of, hey, you know what? I had an entrepreneurial itch. I wanted to go scratch it. That's why I quit this corporate job. Boy, it was harder than it looked. So I'm back. I just want a nice, safe corporate job, which is, of course, I'm doing that in air quotes. If you're listening, air quotes around safe corporate job. Give me a break. Nothing safe. Anyway, my whole backstory is around using LinkedIn to generate leads to get clients. So I wrote a book called LinkedIn Riches based on the fact that in 2012, by quitting my day job, within 90 days, I had generated 6 figures in new business from strangers I found on LinkedIn to, sign on with me as a marketing agency client. That led to online courses, and that led to Done For You LinkedIn. And then I kind of was like, you know what? I want to do other stuff. I really want to work on mindset. I'm really into webinars. So I created a course called Webinars That Work. I'm really into content marketing. So I wrote a book called Content Marketing Made Easy. I created an online course called Content Marketing Machine. I created courses on podcasting, on sales. I have like 12 different online courses, 3 or 4 different books, and none of them sold. None of them sold. And I remember being at a mastermind with, successful entrepreneurs. and complaining and, talking about like, I'm trying to launch this mindset thing and this webinar product and this sales training I set up and mindset training and books and content. And everyone's listening to me. And one guy goes, but you're the LinkedIn guy. I'm like, what does that mean? He goes, literally, what are people giving you money for every single day and asking and like saying, take my wallet over? And I'm like, well, leads. He goes, so why? He goes, so you have a gold mine for LinkedIn lead generation. You have this great story, this book, this proof, these successful clients. He goes, you have this gold mine and you want to build a gas station on it and do mindset training? He's like, yeah, no one's going to pay. Like, they want what they want from you. And the today problem for my prospects is lead generation. The urgent challenge they all want is lead generation. So what I have discovered is that's what I need to lead with, right? Is LinkedIn lead generation. That's always going to be urgent. People are always going to want to spend money on it. They have a built-in budget. They're already spending money on it. Leads are oxygen. Your business will suffocate without more leads and more clients. So I lead with that, no pun intended. However, I still have all these other programs and content. And what's great about it is I still get to scratch that itch and be passionate about it and add value. So for example, when we bring in a new client for LinkedIn lead generation, I'm able to say to the client, hey, do you need help with closing sales? Like, are you struggling on these, because we're giving you the leads. How are the sales calls going? No, I'm just not good at sales. I don't know. I can be like, well, cool. I have a whole sales training program I can put you through here, and I'll either give it to them for free or it'll be an add-on fee, or we'll have clients say, I want to create more content. I love the leads you're bringing me, but I want to build my footprint. And I can be like, great, we can help you create a podcast. I have a whole course on that. Or I can help you create a webinar from scratch. I have a whole framework for that. And so there's, all these add-ons that once they come in, I can sell to them or bring value. I have a lot of clients too, where mindset's a challenge. Guess what? I have all this mindset training I can give them to build our bond, to build our connection, to bring them even more value. So I'm not just a one-trick pony as the LinkedIn lead gen guy. I have sales and content and webinars and podcasting and mindset, and I bring all that in to the equation, but none of that wins the business. None of it, no matter what. And I've tried this for years, and it was really hard, right? It was really hard to get punched in the face over and over and spend all this time writing a whole book on content marketing, creating a whole online course. And by the way, it's good stuff. It's really good stuff, I think, but people don't want it. It's not an urgent thing. It's not the tyranny of today. It's not a today problem. What's a today problem is lead generation. And so going back to the business coaches, I think that's one of the reasons a lot of them have been struggling is, what's the urgency? What's the today problem for your prospects? For you as a business coach, yes, you can help them solve all these different issues, whether you're, focused on their career, whether you're focused on the cash flow of a business, whether you're focused on whatever it might be. But what's their hair on fire about today? Sell that, pitch that, create content that solves that problem. Then people pay attention. We only pay attention to what we're in pain about. We all talk a good game as prospects about, oh, I'd love to, this and this and this and this. Like, take weight loss, right? It's one of the number one, topics on earth, because we're all, in pain about wanting to lose weight, or we all want to look better. But it's usually motivated. The people who have the most success are typically motivated by, well, I have a vacation coming up, or I have diabetes and I have to reverse this, or I'm, at risk for this thing. Like, people are always going to act much faster to escape pain than they are to realize potential benefits. And so that's another great quote is, think about their perceived losses. This is Chris Voss, who's got a great book called, Never Split the Difference, about negotiating. And he says, think about perceived losses. Never forget that a loss stings twice as much as an equivalent gain. People will act much faster to prevent a loss than they will, to get a potential benefit. So again, there's just so much to unpack here, but it's really clear to me that so many clients of mine and myself in the past, we struggle because our content, our marketing, our branding, our offers, they're not about today's problem. They're not about the urgent issue people are dealing with right now. They're about potential things and nice to have. And yeah, I should do that. I should update my website. But what I'm really worried about is XYZ, right? And so figure that out in your own business, your own situation. And if you don't know, ask your prospects or look at, what I always say is, what are people giving you money for? What people are giving me money for is lead generation over and over and over and over and over. Very few people are coming to me going, I want to give you money to help me with my mindset. Like, as much as that is the whole game, and that's way more important, that's not what people are going to act to fix. So again, think about that from your own perspective. Find different ideas, run polls, ask your clients. It's interesting to me when you do figure that out. And then if you can create content around the tyranny of today, the urgency of like, hey, are you really struggling right now with lead generation? Here's my exact framework, my blueprint to get leads right now. Here's some quick wins. You will see the engagement go through the roof. As opposed to, do you want to build this big funnel and eventually have leads? That's the key thing. So again, also associate timeliness with it. I think I saw some marketing today that was like, hey, within 6 weeks, I'm going to help you generate leads. And I'm like, 6 weeks? I want leads in 6 minutes, right? So find ways where you can shorten the time frame. People want everything instantly, especially here in North America, the United States, fast food. Like, we want instant gratification. So break down into bite-size, quick win kind of morsels your biggest pain points that you solve for people, because if they can start to build a little momentum, then they will move forward. So for example, for me, done for you LinkedIn lead generation, well, there's a whole big piece to this. It's not like you just snap your fingers and get leads on LinkedIn. You've got to have a client-facing profile. Well, what goes into that? Well, there's all these different pieces of the profile. You've got to know how to use LinkedIn search and find all these prospects. You've got to know what to say to the prospects in one-on-one LinkedIn messages. If you create content, here's the content you should create. Now, I can't say all that and sell all that on the front end, and especially not as just one piece of content. What I can do is say, hey, if you want to get more leads on LinkedIn, one simple thing to do right away is to change your LinkedIn profile headline. It's like 140 characters. Literally, here's a formula that you can use right now, and in 10 seconds, have a better LinkedIn profile that's more client-facing, client-attracting. Literally, the little formula I give people is, target audience plus service you provide. So instead of, most LinkedIn headlines on their people's profiles are like John Nemo, CEO, Nemo Media Group, right? It's like job title and company name, and it's not client facing. No one cares that you're whatever your job title is, and no one cares what your company is. They want to know, what's in it for them, what problems it solves, etc. So a quick win is, service you provide plus audience type. So my LinkedIn profile headline doesn't say John Nemo, CEO, Nemo Media Group, founder, whatever, or award-winning blah, 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 because again, no one cares about you. My LinkedIn headline says, done for you LinkedIn lead generation, which is a service. And then I say for franchise consultants, business coaches, small business owners, consultants, whatever it is. So it's service I provide plus a target audience. That way, if someone sees my LinkedIn profile and my little headline under my photo, and it says LinkedIn lead generation for these types of people, if you're a business coach, a franchise consultant, small business owner, you're like, oh, I get it. If I connect with Nemo, he gets LinkedIn leads, and he does it for people just like me. As opposed to if you got an invite from John Nemo, CEO, Nemo Media Group, you'd be like, what's Nemo Media Group and who cares, right? My problem today is I need leads. That's why I'm on LinkedIn. I'm trying to figure out how to get leads out of here. So again, for you, don't say like founder, name of company, be like business coach for, hospital CFOs, business coach for whatever niche audiences you help, or, manufacturing consultant for Fortune 100 healthcare companies or whatever it is, right? So again, that's an example of one simple bite-sized tip where now if you get a little momentum with that and feel good about it, you're like, well, what else do you have, Nemo? Oh, okay. Here's the first line of your LinkedIn profile. Instead of starting your about section with, I do this and I have these awards and here's my career story, which no one cares about, I have a simple one sentence template I give people. What I do, I help insert the name of the audience, get insert some benefits by providing insert your service. So what I do, I help franchise consultants, business coaches, and small business owners generate leads on LinkedIn and get qualified leads by providing done for you LinkedIn lead generation services. One sentence, quick win. And again, you just bite-size people through. So there you go. Lots and lots more I can share. If you want more resources, of course, I've got all that, here in the show notes. Just go through free books, templates, trainings, all that good stuff. But remember, people are going to act much faster to avoid pain than realize a benefit. So with your marketing copy, with your content, with your emails, with everything you create, What's the urgent problem? What's the today problem? Focus on that, fixate on that, and find ways to solve that for people. And then you're never going to run out of leads and paying clients. I've learned that the hard way myself. So with all that said, thanks so much. We'll see you soon on another episode.